Yep. Yes, it's new. Okay, Grace. No problems. Grace, is your mic working so that I can help you out? No. No, that's not going to be fun. All right, you guys, let's do this. So there's about 4 different methods. 4 methods. There's the PSF method. There's the bracket method. Bracket. There's, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of. There's cross method, and then there's grouping in pairs. So there's a few different methods that you could use for factorizing. There's completing the square. There's actually more than 4 methods. There's probably 6 now that I think about it. There's quadratics, formula. There's a formula eventually you'll learn. All right. The one we're going to use is the cross method. Cross method. It is the only one that works the best eventually. It might sound a little bit weird at the beginning, but it makes a lot of sense once you get used to it. The cross might not be used straight away, so you'll see what I mean by that. The cross might not be used straight away, but eventually for our harder questions, we will use that, and I'll show that. All right, I think we're just going to get started with this, because that's the only way. I don't want to show you guys the answers. So let's start with question 2. I'm going to start with question 2. The question says factorize. So we're going to do the opposite of what we did last week. Last week we were expanding. We're going to factorize x squared plus 7x plus 6. Okay, step 1. What we do is we draw a cross. That's nice and simple. Then we ask ourselves, what 2 things multiply, so it sounds very similar to maybe your PSF methods, but 2 things multiply to get x squared. What 2 things multiply to get the first term, x squared? Well, that would just be x and x. So x times x is x squared. Does that make sense? Yeah. What's 2 things that multiply to get x squared? That goes in the first section, right? In the second section here, it's what 2 things multiply to get 6. So 2 things. I like to say things because it's not always just numbers. So 2 things that multiply to get 6, the third term. Can someone tell me? 2 things that multiply to get 6.
6 and 1.
6 and 1. Or, let's just write them here actually, 6 and 1, or 3 and 2, right? Now, okay, wait, I'm going to pause there. Any questions at this stage? So 2 things that multiply to get x squared, x and x. 2 things that multiply to get 6, we would say 6 and 1, or 3 and 2, which I'll get back to in a second. Then, what we're going to do, this is the tricky bit. You're going to cross multiply. So that means 6 with 1 is technically just 6x, but we're not looking at the x's, so that's just 6. And 1 times the coefficient here is also 1. 6, 1. It's cross multiply, 6 and 1, which, like I said, it won't make a big difference right now. You'll see that once you get to the harder questions, the crossing. But cross multiply through addition and subtraction to get the middle term, to get 7. So one more time, let's run through this from the top. If I had a question that said factorize this trinomial, the first thing I would draw is a cross. Then I'm like, all right, what's the first two numbers? What's two things that multiply to get me the first number? X and X, put it in. What's two things that multiply to get me, whoops. What's two things that multiply to get me the last number? Put it in. Then cross, multiply. These both have ones, so they don't have numbers, so that's fine. It's just 6 and 1. Would 6 and 1 through addition or subtraction get the middle term, the middle number? Would 6 and 1 ever get you 7? Let's answer that. Would a 6 or a 1 through addition or subtraction get a 7? Jenna, would a 6 or a 1 through addition or subtraction get a 7?
Yes.
Yes. How?
Through addition.
If you wanted a positive 7, you're going to say add them up, addition. Yeah. So one more time, it's very important. I did not say to get a negative or a positive 7. I just said to get the number. So the first thing you want to do, again, you guys at the beginning, it's not going to matter because they're all pluses, as you can see. It's all going to be very easy to start with. But eventually, it's not about the sign. It's just about making sure, can I get the number from these two by adding and subtracting? If the answer is yes, then you'll go look into, okay, I wanted a plus 7. That means you wanted a plus 6 and a plus 1. Okay, the answer, just to finish off this one, is x plus 6, x plus 1. So the way we read them is straight across. So the answer is like this. X plus 6, x plus 1. We read it like this. X plus 6, x plus 1. All right, let's do it again. I want to make a point before I do the next one. What if I chose 3 and 2? So can we go back for a second? And let's try 3 and 2. Because 3 and 2 multiply to get 6. But as they cross multiply, what numbers do you get? You would get 2 and 3. Would 2 and 3 through addition or subtraction get a 7? Would 2 and 3 ever get a 7? Well, no. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 take away 2 is 1. You'll only get a 5 or a 1 with a 2 and a 3. So the answer is, yeah, no. 2 and a 3 won't work. So if you ever did choose that, that's okay. You chose the wrong 2. You would rub them out, or you would cross it out, and you would just write 6 and 1. And then you realize, oh, yep, that works. Perfect. Okay, let's do more. I didn't say it's going to be easy, but I think as we do a few more, you'll get the hang of this. Let's try question 3. Whoops, what happened? Wrong one. Question 3. Let's start one by one. It's better that way. You guys are writing on here. Sorry, mate. It's all right. We'll do one by one. Let's start. Let's start with. Who do we have? Annabelle. Is Annabelle here? Annabelle, are you here? Let's see who's not here. No, it's Annabelle and Jamal. Darius, let's start with you. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 things that multiply to get me x squared. So here's your cross. And then 2 things that multiply to get me the first one. What are you going to say?
X and X.
X and X. Nice and easy. 2 things that also multiply to get me the last one. 56. What's 2 things that multiply to get you 56? There's a few of them now.
7 and 8.
7 and 8. What else?
12
28 and 2, 56 and 1,
14 and 4.
14 and 4, and I think that's about it. So let's choose 14 and 4. Cool. Let's just say we chose those. Okay. Now, would 4 and 14 ever get you 15?
No.
By adding or subtracting? No. So 14 and 4, wrong. If this was in my exam, you'll just cross them out like that. You're not going to rub it out. You don't have time for that. What's the next two you're going to choose now, Darius?
7 and 8.
7 and 8. Would 7 and 8 ever get you 15?
Yeah.
How?
By adding them.
By adding them. That's the last question. You don't say, I want positive 15. You're only looking at the number. Good. And then how do we write this? We write it straight across. So the answer is?
X plus 7 and X plus 8.
Oh, too good. The most important skill. I'm teaching this again to the year 10s and the year 11s that just had their exams, their prelims, and year 12s. So please, this is super important. Out of everything you're going to learn, this is the only thing that will actually be required in your senior years, year 11 and 12, along with equations. All right, that looks good. Any questions? And another one. And another one. Let's try Grace. Your mic doesn't work. It's really hard without it. Jamie, does your mic work? Jamie, no? Jenna?
Yes.
Let's do it. Two things that multiply to get you x squared. Well, actually, stop. What's your first line? Or what's the first step? Draw the...
Oh, draw the X. Oh, cross.
Draw that little
sorry.
X. Yeah, that's okay. Cross X, whatever, I get it. And then two things that multiply to get you x squared.
X and X.
True. X times X is x squared.
X squared. Yep.
20. What are your numbers that multiply to get 20?
10 and 2.
10
4
and 2.
and 5.
Let's try it. Would
Okay.
10 and 2 ever get you 9 by adding or subtracting?
No.
Nope, wrong. So what would 10 and 2 give you? Let's just make sure we all agree with this. 10 and 2 gives?
12 and 8.
And just so you know, it's plus minus 12 and plus minus 8. Because you could do, minus 10 minus 2, that gives you negative 12. You can do minus 10 plus 2, that gives you negative 8. You could do 10 take away 2, that gives you positive 8. That's why I was trying to say, forget the sign at the front of it first. You just look at the number. Are you able to get the number? Then we adjust. Good. Rub. Let's not confuse everybody. We said 10 and 2. You said no. Cross. What's your next two?
5 and 4.
5 and 4. Are they going to get you 9?
Yes. Through addition.
How? Addition. And then you're done. X plus 5. X plus 4.
See?
Yes.
Can this be a way to solve binomials as well?
Wait. Wait, because there's a few things that you just said there. So you got to learn the words, otherwise you're going to get yourself confused. You said solve. Solve is different to factorizing. So did you mean actually solve, or just did you mean solve as in do it, like doing it?
No, I mean,
Actually solving?
No, is this a way to expand it?
Okay, wait. Expanding? No, we're talking about factorizing. So again, a different word. So the opposite. What's the opposite of, like if I said, 3 times 4 is 12. Opposite of multiplying, you understand, would be to divide. So the same thing. Last week we learned, what was the word with this?
Expand?
Yeah, we learned to expand it or expanding it. This week, we're doing the opposite of that, which is what? It's called
Right.
factorizing.
I
So
know.
these are called binomials. Again, because there's two brackets, bicycle, two brackets. But these would be the opposite of binomial expansions. We're factorizing, but essentially they've got to become binomials, if that's what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say, like,
Yep.
can you look at the binomial and go like, x times x, then 5 plus 4, and then 5 times 4?
Oh, right. You're saying, can I just use this if I'm not wrong? Wait, are you saying can I use this to expand as a binomial?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. I'm creating that. Yes, you can do that. You can do x times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 5 times x is 5x. 4x plus 5x is 9x. 5 times 4 is 20. That's exactly what we're doing. But that's what I mean by we're doing the opposite. So we're not so interested in the expansion. We're more interested in the factorization. But you could obviously use this to expand if you really wanted to. Why not?
Okay.
Are you also trying to say instead of maybe using the arrows?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Man, why not? Darius, if you're creative like that, there's absolutely no problems with that. Yep, that's good. Good linkage there.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do another one. Actually, wait, Jamie and Grace, since you two haven't spoken, I just want to make sure. Is it all making sense so far? So can you let me know if?
Sam,
Oh yes, Jamie,
my
it's working.
my mic just started working.
Okay. Is it making sense?
Kind of, but it's a bit confusing.
All right, then you're going to do this one with me.
Okay.
So let's try this. It's meant to be confusing if it's the first time. Is this your first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. So it's okay. All right, ready? We draw the cross. Two things that multiply to get you x squared. What would you say?
X.
And x. Two
Yeah.
things. You got to say them both. X and x. Beautiful. 45. What are two numbers that multiply to get you 45? There's not many actually. 40. Think of your 5 times tables. 5 times what?
9.
Yep. 5 times 9. Now, would 9, 9, and 5 ever get you 14 by adding or subtracting? Well, 9
By
plus
adding.
5. Yeah, 9 plus 5 is actually 14, isn't it? So then what you'll
Yeah.
do after that, you would put an addition sign in front of them. And then the answer is just this in brackets. So the answer is x plus what?
5.
Yep, close bracket, and then another one, x plus.
X plus 9.
That's it. Let's do another one. Jamie, just so you can make sure. Let's go with question 19. Oops. Okay, again, can you tell me how to start this?
You draw the cross.
Draw the cross. And then
You put the an X and an X.
two things that multiply to get you x squared, x and x. Yep. Two things that multiply to get you,
28.
and you're going to say 7 and
7 and 4.
yep. And then would 7 and 4 get you 11?
Yes.
How?
By adding
Again, by adding, and then your answer that we're looking for is what?
x plus 7 and x plus 4.
Too easy? Good work. So you can see it's just a bit of repetition as well. Your only weakness that I can see that you're stalling is just your times tables here. Otherwise, it seems like you understand everything else. So
Yes.
that's all right. That's cool. Let's go. Anyone else? Just because I'm about to move on with the next one, the next level, which would introduce subtraction. Does anyone else want to try one with me before I move on? Okay, let's go. Exactly the same, so nothing fancy. Let's try. Exactly the same. Completely factorize this one here. Let's try again. All right, whose turn is it up to? We are up to Gabriel. Question 1. Again, like I said, don't try to change. Tell me 2 things. Oh, sorry. First step.
So just put down the x.
And then
X times x equals x squared. So yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, it's one of these. Okay.
Don't worry about one of anything. Just tell me 2 numbers that multiply to get me 3.
3 and 1.
3 and 1.
Yeah.
Would 3 and 1 ever get you 4? Forget the negative.
Yeah.
Just look at the number. You said yes. So 3 and 1 is a good choice. Now, how would 3 and 1 become negative 4? That's how you do it. So wait, pause everybody. See how I did that? We said just this, then we said just this number. Then I said, would it get you a 4? If the answer is yes, then and only then you start to introduce the sign. The sign's the last step. So he said 3 and 1. Yeah, it gets you 4. Now I'm asking him, how would you get from a 3 and a 1 into a negative 4? You're going to say?
Negative both the numbers?
Negative both the numbers. So minus 3, minus 1, minus 3, minus 1 is minus 4. And if you want to double check it, what's a negative 3 times negative 1? What is negative 3 times negative 1?
It's just 3. It's just 3. Yep.
Just positive 3, which is exactly what we needed. We needed positive 3. So if you by accident, some of you I know will do this by accident, you'll just write minus 3, I don't know, let's say plus 1 for minus 4. And then obviously it doesn't, it gives you minus 2. But the second check is, you know, a negative and a positive, when you multiply them, is going to get you a negative. Whereas that says positive 3. So you'll know from that, you know, you'll know what the answer should be, as well as you'll know if it's right or wrong. Gab, finish it off. What's the final answer?
So bracket x minus 3 and then bracket x minus 1.
Nice and easy. You remember learning it this way?
I think not this way, but I remember learning it.
Yeah. No, because I know David doesn't do it this way.
Yeah.
That's right. I know that. David does the grouping in pairs method, but he also reckons this is better. It's just that he's learnt it that other way, and it's very hard once you've learnt one thing to obviously get accustomed to something else. So that's why I'm trying to start you guys early, hopefully learn this way, and that's it. We should be good. All good. Good job. Samuel, you're going to do the next one. Let's go with All right. I'm not going to say much. Samuel, how you finding this method?
It's like pretty simple.
And it's similar to your teacher's method. It's just that
Yeah.
you got to get used to the whole, through addition and subtraction, get the middle term. Yeah. It's simple. Good. So you don't mind changing it to this method, right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Because I'm telling you, long term, you'll benefit from it. Go, tell me.
Draw the x,
Yep.
and then put 2 x's on the left side, and then it would be -6.
Oh, don't do that. Remember what did I say? No negatives. Do not include
okay.
negatives. Don't do what Samuel just did. You're only looking at numbers. Your signs are your last step. Just numbers. So give me your
So,
numbers.
6 and 5.
6 and 5. Then you ask yourself, would a 6 and a 5 ever get you a 1?
Yeah.
Yes. Then you ask yourself, how? How would a 6 and a 5 get you a positive 1?
Subtraction.
But how? Exactly how?
If
It'll be
one
positive
number,
6
yeah,
and
-5.
like that. See how you straight away jumped into saying -6? You can't do that stuff. You just can't. It's not the way. It's not right. So first the numbers, then the last step is the signs.
Yeah.
And then double check it if you guys want to. Positive 6, take away 5 is positive 1. 6 times -5, see, positive 6 times negative is -30. Obviously, now we know the answer. Samuel?
Oh, sorry. It's x plus 6, x minus 5.
Yep. Good. So don't forget, we're writing them. We're writing them horizontally. We're reading them diagonally. Right now, it hasn't impacted us, the diagonals, the crosses, but eventually it will. But we're just writing them in a line. Okay, that's good. Shane, let's do the next one. Again, please, everybody, just let me know if you can't do it or if there's, you're having problems with it. So at least I can help you out together. We can do a few together, and that's it. Shane, let's do this.
Okie dokie. So you do the cross multiplication thing.
Yep.
And x, put both the x's.
Yep.
9 and 2. No wait.
Can you give me another one? Give me another one. 9 and 2 is the answer, but just give me a different one for 18.
6 and 3.
All right, just to make sure. Would 6 and 3 ever get you a 7?
Nope.
What would 6 and a 3 get you?
Plus minus 9 or plus minus 3.
I like it. Good job. So you can subtract and you'll get 3, or you can add, you'll get 9, but it's plus minus, plus minus. Good. So 7, obviously that means your 6 was the wrong choice. 6 and 3. All you would do, you would cross it out and you would go with your 9 and 2 that you said. Would 9 and 2 ever get you a 7?
Yep.
How?
9 and -2.
Positive 9, -2. Therefore, the answer is?
Oh, bracket x plus 9, bracket x minus 2.
All right. Too good. I think we have smashed this. Any questions? Jamie, what do you reckon? Does this one make sense as well? Or you want to try one?
Yeah, can I try one?
Yep, let's do it. Let's do one on this side. Let's do with this. All right. I'll do the first bits because I know that's easy. That's that. X and X gets you X squared. All right. Now we're up to this bit. 32. What two numbers are going to multiply to get you 32? You can pick anything, any two numbers that would multiply to get 32. Let's do 32 and 1. Would 32 and 1 ever get you 12?
No.
No, so that's wrong choice. What's another two?
Um,
32. 8 times. 8 times what?
4.
Yeah. I told you. I could see. The only part you're going to get stuck on is the actual multiplying bit. 8 and 4. 32. Now you need to get negative 12. How do you get from 8 and 4 to a negative 12? How do you get from an 8 and a 4 to a negative 12? What would these be? Pluses, minuses, mixed? Take a guess. Let's test something out.
Would it be mixed?
Well, let's see. Tell me. You tell me something, and I'll. Do you want this to be a positive and a negative, or what do you want? To get your negative 12
Negative 8 and 4.
and positive 4?
Yeah.
Check it onto your calculator. Minus 8 plus 4. Does it work?
No.
No. Minus 8 minus another 4 gives you negative 12. If you did a plus, I just want to show you though, if you did do that, what does a negative and a positive make when you multiply them? A negative times a positive. So what's negative 8 times positive 4?
Negative 32.
Right? Negative 32. That says positive. So you'll know straight away that's also wrong. So
Yeah.
that's another way you could identify that. So you'll just be like, oh yeah, whoops. And then make that into a negative. 2 negatives makes it into a positive. And then negative 8, negative 4 is negative 12. All right?
Yep.
It seems to me that you actually understand everything. It's just these basics that that's stopping you. The 8 times 4. If you did, just to help you out, I guess, if you did 32 and 1, if you knew that, which is obviously the basic one, you could just half this and double this. Half this, double this. That should help you out for a lot of questions. But yeah, you do need to know your times tables for this. And they've got to be pretty much perfect. Okay, let's take it up a notch and try these ones. So this is when the actual cross comes into play. The reason being, now we've got a number in front. They're not monic, where there's a number 1 in front. They're not mono. So let's try this. Liam, it's up to you now. 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Step 1.
2x and x.
Yep.
Cross first and then
Yep.
2x and x.
Yep, I got you. 2x times x gets you 2x squared. Good work. These two. Two numbers that multiply to get you 3.
It'll be 3 or 1.
3 and 1. So before we used to say 3 and 1, it never made a difference. But now 3 and 1 is actually different to 1 and 3. The reason being, this is when the cross is coming into play. So what happens when you multiply these two? What numbers do you get? You'll just get a 3. Yeah, the x is not important because the x is always going to be there. But 3 and 2. Whereas if I use the green, I would get 1 and 6. Right? 3 times 2 is 6. So all that matters in this case right now, I'm not going to confuse everybody. Let's just delete it. And we'll keep the one you said, 3 and 1. Now, 3, just to make sure, that's a 3 there. That's a 2. 2, not 1 anymore. 3, 3, and 2 times 1 is 2. So 3 and 2. Does a 3 and a 2 ever get, would it ever give you a 5? And then just tell me how.
Yes.
And
Addition.
addition. And what's your answer?
2x plus 3, x plus 1.
Please, you have to write them horizontally. So I know we're going to read them diagonally, but you got to write them horizontally. All right, let's try some more. Question 2. Who are we up to? We're up to Tiger. Tiger, you there? Can you do question 2 with me? No. Okay. Darius, back to you. Let's try this one. So 2 things that multiply to get 3x squared.
3x and x.
Of course, 3x and x. 2 things that multiply to get you 8.
4 and 2.
4 and 2. Now, how do we read them? So how do you read this?
4.
Technically, 4 and
6.
6. Would 4 and 6 ever get you 10?
Yeah,
Yes. How?
by adding.
By adding, and you're done. Plus, plus, double check it. Positive 4 times positive 2 is also positive 8. I think you're looking good. What's the answer that we're looking for?
3x plus 4 and x plus 2.
Wow. Amazing. All right. Good work. Next is Jenna. Let's do question 4. Add internet. Question 4. Jenna, let's go.
So the cross.
Yep.
And then 2x and x.
Yep. 2 numbers that give you 3.
3 and 1.
So this technique, the idea with this technique, it's not really meant to be done in your head. You're not really meant to know the answer. It's more about actually more trial and error. So you'll try 3 and 1, and if it doesn't work, then you would let's say cross it out and swap the sides, because I said order matters, right? So you'll do 1 and 3, but it's not important at the beginning. You're just meant to put numbers in and then test them out. So you said 3 and 1, so I wrote it exactly in the same order, 3 and 1. Now, what 2 numbers does this give you? This gives you a 3 and a
2.
Yes, 3 and 2. Would it ever get you a 1?
Yes.
How?
Through subtraction.
But you got to tell me exactly how.
Positive 3
3
minus 2.
Yeah, because when you say subtraction, I don't know what that
Yeah.
means exactly. It have to be that subtracted. All right. Positive 3 subtract 2. So that means positive 3 subtract this number, because that's where the 2's are from. And then double check. What's 3 times negative 1? That's negative 3. That's positive 3. Take away 2 is positive 1, and everything's looking good. So, answer, Jenna?
Bracket 2x plus 3.
Yep.
And bracket x minus 1.
Do you want to do another one, or are you feeling comfortable with that?
Could I do another one, please?
Yep, let's go. Let's do another one. If you guys master this skill, I just said you're done for year 10, year 11, year 12. I'll in fact, just before we go, I will show you guys a HSC paper that's got exactly this question. Factorize just something like this, okay? A HSC paper, year 12. So that's how important it is. All right, wait, go, Jenna. Yeah.
The cross,
Yes.
2x and 2x.
Or, so you said 2x and 2x, which I'm going to write. Or, what could it have also been? Just to make sure we all agree with this.
4x and x.
Yeah, just so you know, if you exhaust, if we're gonna do what you said at first, because I'm gonna show you the idea of this method. We're gonna do it, and if we saw the right hand side fails, if everything we tried, it didn't work out, that means this guy that you chose, your 2x and 2x, was actually wrong. It should have been 4x and x.
Okay.
Okay, I guess that's the biggest problem with this method, but this method actually works it all out. Whereas the other methods, you would actually get stuck. You won't be able to execute it properly. So it is the biggest downfall of this method, the fact that it takes a bit more of a trial and error, but it is at least it still works out. That's the idea. Anyways, 2x and 2x, we're going to stick to that. All right, go tell me. Two numbers that multiply to get you 3.
3 and 1, or 1 and 3, or
Yep. Again, order matters, but for now, you said 3 and 1. We'll stick it to that. Would 2 and 6? Would 2 and 6 ever get you 11?
no.
No. And if I swap them around, is that actually going to make a difference? That's still going to be 6 and 2.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's the problem?
It's the first two. It's the 2x and 2x.
That's when you guys start to stress out and go, oh, it doesn't work. I don't know. But no, hold on. The first two were wrong. We'll just adjust. And don't forget, this guy's telling you that. That's the idea. You don't need to do it through the PSF or the grouping and then realize at the end of the paper you've got it wrong. It's telling you it's wrong. It's telling you it didn't work out. So you'll just swap it around. 4x and x. Go again. Tell me, what do you want on the top? What do you want at the bottom?
3 and 1.
Would 4 and 3 ever get you 11?
Yes.
4 and 3 gets you 11?
No, sorry, no.
No, it doesn't. So that's also wrong. Swap them around. Would 12, 4 times 3 is 12. Would 12 and 1 get you 11?
Yes.
Oops. Now, at this stage, you make it into a negative 11. So once you've worked out your numbers, now you ask yourself, how do I get from a 12 and a 1 to a negative 11? What should it be? Take your time. Negative 11.
Negative 12 plus 1.
Yeah, this is going to be bigger, right? Because it's negative 11. You're going to have negative 12 plus the 1. So negative this guy plus that one.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do another one. 4x plus 1, x minus 3. But you pretty much, just from that question there, you pretty much saw the biggest problem that everyone's going to face.
Yeah.
It's that right here with this question, some students would say, okay, do I do 4x or 2x? And then they don't realize that it's actually not meant to be something you're meant to know. So you're not actually meant to know this was a 4x and an x. It's actually done through trial and error. You just try with whatever you said first. I did 2x and 2x. We did it. We realized it didn't work. That's okay. At least now you know it's definitely not 2x and 2x. It's 4x and x.
Yeah.
So it's okay. That's the whole point of this technique. It's fail safe. You're not really meant to get stuck. Okay, all good. We'll do another one. Jenna, just to make sure. Question 6. One last one. Yeah. Paste. All right, go ahead.
X, 5x and x.
Yep, two things that multiply. Well, that would only be 5x and x, and then 12.
4 and 3.
Yep. Remember, it's just trial and error, right?
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. Who cares? Would 15 and 4, would 15 and 4 ever get you 11?
Yes.
Hey, that's a good guess, right? Yes. And then how do I get to
Positive
negative
15.
11?
Oh,
No, wait. Oh, yeah,
No, no.
I just look at the number first. Sorry. And now negative 11.
Negative 15 plus 4.
You're done. You put the negative down here, you put the plus up here, and then you write your answer. Can you tell me the answer?
5x. Oh, wait. 5x plus 4.
It's weird because really we were reading it this way, right? But
Yeah.
like I said, you got to write it horizontally. So 5x plus 4.
And x minus 3.
Fantastic work. Good work. All right, we're going to keep going. Question 7. Whose turn? We're up to Samuel. This should be making a lot of sense to you. And actually, Samuel, you've done this, right? At school?
Yeah.
How many steps do you usually write this one in?
I think 4 or 5.
I was going to say, it's usually about 4 to 5 steps. So you see how clean this looks? There shouldn't be any steps. There's nothing. It's more about trial and error. It's clean. You usually have to do factorizing by grouping in pairs. All this mess, right?
Yeah.
Yes. No mess. Are you happy with this method?
Yeah.
It's clean. Let's go. Question 7.
You draw the x, and you have 2x and x. And
No, don't stall. You're stalling. Just say it.
1 and 3.
That's it. No, but you probably know that's the answer. Why didn't you say 3 and 1? But that's fine. We'll use your 1 and 3. You're not meant to technically know the answer. You're just meant to put it in and then work it out. If it works, it works. Great. If not, you swap them around. Okay, all good. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 and 1. Would 6 and 1 ever get you 7?
Yeah.
And then you want minus 7 from 6 and 1.
So they would both be a negative.
Both would be negative. Negative 1, negative 3, negative, negative. And then obviously your answer is...
2x minus 3.
Ooh, wrong. We write them this way.
2x minus 1.
We read it this way. We write it this way. Read diagonally, write horizontally. So 2x minus 1.
2x minus 3. Oh no, x minus 3.
All right, you got to do another one. Too many mistakes. Let's go. Let's try another one. Question 8. Take your time. Don't let me rush you. Question 8. Go.
You do the x. And then you got 3x and x. And you got 4 and 2.
Would 6 and 4 ever get you 10?
6 and 4. Yeah.
Can you see the 6 and the 4 just to make sure?
Yeah.
Okay, good. How do I get to negative 10 from 6 and 4?
They both have to be negative.
They both have to be negative. Negative 6 and negative 4. And then double check it. Just look. What's negative 4 multiplied? Negative 2. Positive 8. So that's how you also know they've got to both be negative, right? Because the only way you're going to get a plus 8 is what? If they're both
negative.
Or if they're both
positive.
Yeah. So if the only way you're going to get a plus 8 is if they're both positive or both negative, this guy, if it's a negative, you straight away know these two are negatives. That comes through experience. All right. Final answer. Careful.
3x minus 4.
Yep.
And x minus 2.
All right. Looks good. Okay. Any questions? 2 more. We've got Shane and Liam still to go, and then we'll start the next level up, and that will be the last level. And then you guys are done. How long have you learned it at school? Samuel,
So
4 weeks.
I just finished it now,
Yep.
and I think when did I start it? I think 3 weeks,
Yep. We just did it in.
2 lessons.
Did we? Well, we
Was it
expanded. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. We expanded and now we're factorizing. 2 lessons. But the factorizing bit itself takes the longest. The expansion should be, like at school, it'll probably take you a lesson as well. The rest should have been factorizing. But yeah, not bad. 2 lessons. 3 weeks at school. Everyone's done well. Okay. Shane, let's go. Your turn.
Okie dokie. So you put 5 and 5x and then x at the bottom.
Yep.
And then it will be
Remember, don't worry. You're trying to force it out. Don't worry about that. Just give me 2 numbers. It's more about trial and error.
4 and 3.
Let's just do it. 4. 15 and
Yep.
4. 15 and 4. Would it give you 17?
No.
No. So cross and swap sides. 3 and 4. 20. 20 and
Yeah.
3.
That'll work.
That works?
No, yeah, that works. Sorry.
20 and 3 would work, yeah?
Yep.
20 and 3 would give you 17. You want to get negative 17 though.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be -4.
Negative 4 and
+3.
positive 3. See what I meant by start? The problem is a lot of students who first get used to this, they think they have to actually get the right answer the first time. It's not this method, right? At all. The way this technique works is you're just meant to start, and then if it doesn't work, you move on. By the time you're wasting those, let's say 5, 10, 20 seconds on trying to get it right, someone else could have just done some trial and error and could have already got it out. So just start. That's the best tip I can give you. All right, final answer, Shane.
The final answer will be 5x +3 and x -4.
Oh, too good. All right, Liam, last one. You ready?
Yep.
The question I gave at the beginning.
The beginning.
It was x squared plus 2 plus 1 on x squared. Let's see. Don't change. What's 2 things that multiply to get you x squared? You would say?
X and X.
Okay. What's 2 things that multiply to get you 1 on x squared? You would say?
Half and 1.
Oh, no. Half and 1. Half and 1 gives you half. 1 on x squared. You want to give it one more shot? I'll give you a clue before you say your next answer. If you just said x squared was x times x, 1 on x squared should be no. Liam, no
Not sure.
luck. You want to
No.
take a guess? I didn't say you have to be sure. Just you want to take a guess? Other than that half and 1? Come on. I feel like you'll get it out. No. All right. Let's go. Let's try Shane. Shane, any clue?
Will be 1x times 1x.
Oh, yes. I feel like you're saying it wrong, but I think it's what you mean, but you're saying it wrong.
No, 1
you
over
said-
x. Sorry. 1 over x.
Yes,
There we go.
yes. 1 over x and
1 over x.
1 over x. Liam, doesn't that make sense?
Yeah,
1 on
it
x
makes
times
sense,
1
yeah.
on x. Yeah. All right, and then what is x times 1 on x? What is
over
x
plus-
times
over
1 on x?
Sorry.
X over
X
x,
over
which
x.
is not
X.
0,
Or 1.
1. So this way just gives you 1. This way is also going to get you
1.
1. 1 plus 1 is
2.
2. The answer is x plus 1 on x x plus 1 and x. That's what I mean. So Samuel, look, this method at least allows you to be able to get these kind of questions out. Your method that you've learned, you will not be able to, or impossible for you to get this question out. So you know what's going to come up in an exam. This question comes up in an exam. Those who have done it your way, that you've learned at school, just can't do it. Those who have learned it the cross method at least can execute it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, at least everybody else got to see a nice question as well. Liam, I really thought you'd get that 1 on X. I don't know why you were overthinking it, but oh well. Let's go. Again, before I move on to the next level, which isn't that much harder, does anyone want to do some more of these before I move on? All right, that's fine, Jamie. No, we're okay. Move on. Let's start these ones. Okay. Now I'll give you a clue. With this exercise, what I've done, if you can see all of these first ones, they've all got factors. So all of these are actually meant to be reduced. So it's not going to be like this one here. It's not going to be 4x and x. It will be 2x and 2x. Or like this one here. It's not going to be 10x and 1. It would be 5x and 2x. So you are going to break up these numbers as well. But in an exam, you don't know that. So that's the way we're going to tackle these. So again, let's start from the top. Darius, let's start with you. Question 1.
3x and 2x.
3x and 2x.
And then 9 and 1.
9 and 1. Would 18 and 3 ever get you 25 by adding or subtracting?
No.
So, wrong ones. What do you do straight away? You swap the sides. Yeah, don't change the numbers yet. You got to swap them first. Would 27, 9 times 3 is 27. Would 27 and 2 ever get you 25?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, now you go back to the negative. Now, you want negative 25. How are you going to do that from 27 and 2?
Negative 27 plus 2.
Done. What's your answer?
3x plus 1 and 2x minus 9.
Done. Good work. Thank you, Darius. Gab, next one. The only person that's probably really appreciating this method right now would be you, Samuel, because you've probably done it the world's hardest way right now using your teacher's methods, unfortunately, and you're realizing, wow, that's super quick. Like even that one right there, for you have to have done it, it would have probably taken about 5 or 6 lines now.
Yeah.
And with mistakes, like you might sometimes get it out, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Like this method, you can see it's beautiful. All right, doesn't matter. Question 10. The worst thing you can do, Samuel, and the rest of you as well, you've learned this method. The worst thing you could do is go to school and be like, oh, yeah, okay, now I'm going to learn it that way as well. Don't do that. Learn this and only this. It's the only one that's going to work for you long term. If you ever have any issues about the different methods, I should be the one you should be asking, not your teacher. You're going to be like, Sam, I've learned this method. What should I do now? Or any topic. Question 2. Gab, sorry, let's do it.
Yeah,
Tell me 2 things.
Say 5x and 2x.
5x, 2x.
Let's see.
Remember,
3.
don't stall. Just
3 and 1.
Just go for it. Go for it. 3 and 1. 6 and 5. Would it ever get you 11?
Yeah, if you add it.
Yeah, you're done. Plus.
Yep.
Answer.
5x plus 3 and
5x
2x
plus
plus 1.
Done. Question 3. You're doing well. Question 3. Who are we up to? After Gab is Jenna. Jenna.
Sam?
Yes.
What if in an exam it says, use this strategy to answer a question?
It won't. It won't be like that. It'll just say factorize.
Okay.
Yep. Jenna.
Yes, I'm here.
Yep. Go ahead.
2x and 2x.
Yeah, like I said, all of these ones we all know it's with the 4 it's broken up into 2 and 2. But you guys got to remember in an exam, if you don't know that, because you wouldn't, if you take 2x and 2x, and if it doesn't work after you've tried everything on the right hand side, then it wasn't the right hand side that was the issue. It was the left hand side that was the issue. So just keep that in mind as you're doing these. But that's all good. 2x and 2x. Go ahead.
3 and 1.
3 and 1. Would 2 and 6 ever get you 4?
Yes.
How? You want to get negative 4?
Negative 2 plus 6.
Negative 2 plus 6 is actually positive 4. Isn't it? Because 6 is bigger. You want
Positive
negative
2
6?
minus 6.
Yeah, minus 6 plus 2. All right, and final answer?
2x minus 3, 2x plus 1.
Good work. All right, Samuel, next one. Let's choose a hard one for Samuel, since he's already done this topic. What's hard anyways? All right, let's try 18. There's a lot of factors. All right, Samuel, go. 18.
9 and 2.
But you could have also been, just to make it clear with everybody.
6 and 3.
Or it could have been 18 and 1.
Oh, 18 and 1.
Don't forget about the basics. All right, so what do you want me to go for first? Your choice. You and your luck. 9 and 2. All right, 9x, 2x. Okay, go. 10.
5 and 2.
5 and 2. All right, here we go. 18. Would 18 and 10 give you 27? Oh, it gives you 28. No. All right, cross across, swap sides. 5 and 2. 45 and 4. Come on, you know that's way too large. Yep.
Yeah.
Cross. Then you might do 10 and 1. Would 20 and 9 get you 27?
No.
Again, close. If you swapped them around, that's going to get you 90 and 2. No. So you guys just saw that. See? The right-hand side got exhausted. It means your left-hand side was actually wrong. And that's okay. That's why you've got to do it relatively fast. But it's just about trial and error. Go. Pick. What do you want?
6 and 3.
6 and 3. And we start again. What do you want me to write? You're guessing. I mean, like, just take a guess.
5 and 2.
5 and 2. Would 12 and 15 get you 27?
Yeah.
There we go. You're done. Now, you want negative 27. How do you get from 15 and 12 to negative 27?
Multiply by a negative.
No.
No.
Both got to become.
Yeah, they both have to be negative.
They both have to be negative. So when you subtract them, they become negative 27. And then just look at it. If you multiply two negatives, it gives you back to your positive 10 that you want. So the answer is
6x minus 5.
Yep.
And then 3x minus 2.
All right, Samuel, one more, just to make sure you're comfortable with this method. All right. 36x squared, take away 24x, take away 5.
Draw the x.
Yep,
You could do 6x and 6x.
sure.
You can do 5 and 1.
Would 30 and 6 get you 24?
It could.
It could.
But-
And then how do I get to
yeah.
negative 24?
Don't they both have to be negative? Oh no,
No.
one
You've
could
got
be negative
30
and one
and
could be
6.
positive. Yeah, one could
So
be
what do you
negative.
Which one? Which one? You can't say one.
Negative
Order
30.
matters. Negative 30 plus 6. So
Yeah.
negative 30, this one's the 30 case. So negative 30 plus the 6. You got lucky, huh?
Yeah,
Because that was a good guess. Because 36 could have been 9 and 4, could have been 12 and 3, could have been 36 and 1, or 6 and 6. So good. You're lucky.
yeah.
And then you said 5 and 1 as well, and you got pretty lucky there. So good job, anyways. What's the answer?
6x minus 5
Yep.
and 6x plus 1.
Yeah, done. Like I said, be careful with this bit. I don't want you to rush this section here. You can't just say one of them has to be negative. You've got to be careful
Yeah.
with which one's going to be negative. I guess the trick is once you know one of them's going to be negative, you'll use the bigger one as the negative one and the smaller one as a positive. Maybe that's what I would do, I guess. But anyways, good stuff. Who are we up to? Shane. Let's do random, I think. Wait. So now we're not going to know what's going to happen with this one. All right. All right, Shane, go ahead. What do you want to do? 6x squared minus 41x minus 7.
Okay, so you do the x and the 6x and x.
All right, done. Yep, next one up here.
Oh, you can do 1 and 7.
1 and 7. 42 and 1.
Oh, sorry,
With 40
it'll be negative 1.
No, remember, we only choose the numbers first. Forget the... Yep, with 42 and 1. Ever get you 41? You're saying
40.
yes. And then how do I get to negative 41? It's
by putting-
negative 42 plus 1. I don't want you guys to be concluding the positives and negatives until you have asked yourself, would it get me this number?
Mhm.
Okay?
Yep.
And then obviously now it works. So be careful. You can't say it's minus 1. Don't do it that way.
Okay.
You're not sure about the signs just yet. But yeah, there we go. The answer is 6x plus 1. X minus 7. Any questions there, Shane?
No.
All right. Liam, let's do one more challenge questions. All right, Liam, I think this one's good for you. Let's see if you can get it out. Again, Samuel, this would be a question that you can't do using your method. But let's see if Liam can get it out for us now. Let's see. A squared minus 4ax plus 4x squared. All right. Two things that multiply to get you a squared. What do you want to say?
A and A.
Yeah. 4x squared.
2x, or 4x and x.
Okay, so which one? I just wrote 2x and 2x
Yeah.
for now.
Just that, yeah.
And then cross multiply. So what do you get here? You get 2ax, obviously,
2x.
and then 2ax. Will 2 and 2 ever get you 4?
Yep.
You want minus 4, so they're both going to become?
Negative.
And double check it. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. I think you're done. What's your answer?
A minus 2x, A minus 2x.
Not much of a challenge, right?
Yep.
Once you know this method, nothing's really hard. As long as you know how to use it properly, nothing should be troubling. That's fantastic. Good work. All right. I'll do a few more. I'll do that one. That's the only other one I can do right now. Find that one there.
Sam,
Yes.
would the question that we just did, all of
Yep.
it, can it be? Is it a perfect square? 'Cause-
That becomes a perfect square. Yep. That's exactly right. That becomes a perfect square. So a take away 2x all squared. Absolutely right. Good work. Who wants to try this next one? 2a squared minus ab minus 3b squared. All right. Let's try Jenna. Let's do it. Two things that multiply. What are you going to say?
A,
Oh. Yep.
A, 2A
A
and A.
Sure. Yep. And then 3b squared.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
3B and B.
Yeah, correct. And then would 2 and 3, again, look at it, 2AB, 3AB, but again, just look at the numbers. Would a 2 and a 3 ever get you a 1?
Yeah.
Yes. And then you want a minus 1. So that means it's got to be negative 3 plus the 2. Right?
Okay.
Isn't that right? Negative 3 plus 2 gets you negative 1. All right. And then how do we write this?
2A minus 3B and A plus B.
And just so you guys understand what you're doing, look, it works. If I expand this using what we learned last week, 2a times a is 2a squared, 2a times b is 2ab, 3b times negative 3b times a is negative 3ab, negative 3b times b is negative 3b squared. Simplify these two, 2ab minus 3ab is minus 1ab. Look, exactly as I needed it to be. So it works. It works. It's good. You guys have done well. We're done with everything I needed to do today, and probably the fastest class that's